What words of really do I have to say that we haven't said already before in the many times that we have done this raid in the past? First off, let me go ahead and begin by saying, or by doing, as much as I would say that things are bonded by word and deed. Word and deed. And it is rare is it, in the day that people are given promotions in the field. Rare is it. But if there was one whose destiny was to do the encounter, and of all times to do the encounter tonight, on the night of the longest night of the year, bringing in, heralding in the next year. And I must say that we were very, very happy, Alliance. We were very, very content in continuing the winning sequence, which as of right now, based on OQ, 24-34 to 14-34. Horde leads by 1,000 wins. And in every battleground, Horde is to the right of the progression bar, especially in Alterac Valley. So we were very content in continuing our Alterac Valley pre-mage using not 5, not 10, not 15, 30. 30-man pre-mages. And we were winning with a score of about anywhere between 475 to 500 to nothing. We were very content with those wins. They were soul-crushing defeats for the enemy, and we were very happy to do that. But someone gave us the inclination that there might be, just maybe, an act of aggression from the Alliance. And sure enough, the Alliance were in fact spamming for the Alliance raid. And they arose up to 32 people. However, my question is, where were those 32 people? Because the reason that we invaded Stormwind tonight, we had no intention to do so. We really didn't. We already did it 2 nights ago. We do it every Friday. It's a tradition. And we give gold and prizes away at the end of it. So we had no intention of doing that. But we invaded Stormwind because we were tired of waiting for the Alliance to attack us. It was never our intention to kill the King, or Ironforge, or Exodar, or even Darnassus. But we did. And we have. Where were those 32 people when they were needed on the Alliance side? Where were they? They weren't in Stormwind. They weren't in Ironforge. They were not in Exodar, and they were not in Darnassus. And so, brothers and sisters of the Horde, let me tell you this. Today is the first day of this year in 2013. Let me say unto all of you that this was once a server that was 51% Alliance and 49% Horde. And somewhere along the line, somewhere between the time of April of this year and January 1st of 2013, someone decided Someone got the idea that it wasn't a good thing to be Alliance on Bleeding Hollow. Someone was given the memo that if you wanted to go out in the midst of Pandera and level between 85 to 90 and you were Alliance, that probably wasn't a good idea. Someone along the line said that if you're doing dailies in Kazarang Wilds and IWC gets a bar up its ass, you better watch out for 40 people flying out of the nether. Someone got the memo! And I will tell you that I was there to sign it! I gave out that memo. And now, as we move into 2013, on Bleeding Hollow, Horde moves from being the part of the rebellion to the part of the occupational force. We move from the taker to the possessor. We move from the guerrilla warfare to the Roman Empire. And it has come to my attention. It has come to my attention that Alliance on this server are more interested in PvE. Player versus environment. That's what they're more interested in. Player versus environment. We don't do for the Horde raids, and people don't do for the Alliance raids for the fuck of it. They do that out of pride. Out of pride. It is literally a piss in your face. It is it. As in, and quoting from the video taken, which will be 3 years old in February, it is literally a shit in your face activity. And I have, and this guild, and the Horde faction, when we do these raids, especially when I am there, has been shitting in the faces of Alliance for now over 3 years. And 2013 will continue another year of shitting in the faces of the enemy. It's going to be, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters of the Horde, members of IWC, and haters alike, another very good year. But it's not about me. It's not about the guild. It's not even about the server. It's not even about the faction. What I give you today, ladies and gentlemen, is preparing, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, month by month, the upcoming convention. In 2013, the BlizzCon that we were denied in 2012, we will have our voice in Anaheim, California, when we all en masse go there and present ourselves at every realm meeting, not just the one for Anderhall, or not just the one for Bleeding Hollow, every meeting that's there. And we will come there with Pepsis and Cokes and Mountain Dews and bags upon bags of Doritos and beer. We'll call the coolers up to the meeting area and tell them, this is the server you need to be on until we break it. This is a server you need to come to. I mean, unless you don't care. I mean, it falls into two ways. If you just want to raid, go to this server. That's what it should be. If you want to raid, go here. But if you give a shit about what faction you play on, if World PvP, just a little bit, just a tiny bit, a little tiny bit, factors into what you do. Wintergraph, Soberad, your dailies or whatever. If the domination of the territory that you log into every day depends upon whether your faction owns it or not, especially when the server is contested. Ladies and gentlemen, 50-50. The enemy has no excuse here. And we didn't do this raid in a secure channel. They came in, they heard me, they heard everyone else, they knew who our tanks were, our heals were. What excuses do they have? None! They had none last year, they'll have none this year. And nothing makes me rage more than a coward! Than a coward who is weak! Apathetic! That doesn't care! Because, ladies and gentlemen, it is that kind of spirit, or the lack thereof, that acts as a catalyst, a poison, a cancer, to the men and women of the country that most of us live in, including our brothers and sisters who live in Canada, to the north of us, or to the people that have transferred to the server that play to the south of us, or from our brothers and sisters overseas. That kind of lack of dedication, of passion, of integrity, of caring is a poison to every nation that they're a part of. And that is why the Horde succeed. If for what but one reason and one reason alone. Because we care. Because we have pride. Because we hold to the phrase strength and honor. And not just because it's strength in many. Because it's strength that comes from the one. And that strength is exponential when you multiply it by 10, 20, 40. The alliance on the server will fail. That has been foretold. The signs, the omens, they've already happened. What we are looking for now is a petition, a universal surrender from the enemy, laid out on the forums by every major guild leader on Bleeding Hollow side, saying, and it doesn't have to be written to me, and it doesn't have to be written to IWC, it has to be written for this faction. Because if it's 50-50, by the time between now and the time of BlizzCon 2013, I want the unequivocal surrender of the opposite side on this server, number 5 or 4 in the realm, that the Horde wins. This is our server. We are here to PvE only. Horde, you win. Peace out. See you in the next game. That is what I want. That is my dream. And that is what I am going to BlizzCon with. And if it happens here, if it happens here and now on Bleeding Hollow, it will be the domino that will happen on every server, on the farm, even those that are 99% Alliance and 1% Horde. The domino will tip, beginning with this server. It will stretch out over the nation, from East Coast to West Coast, from the Western Hemisphere of the world to the European servers and beyond. And people will recognize those motherfuckers that play Horde are crazy. I can't do my dailies. Every time I turn around, there's a Horde putting it in my ass. Yes! Yes! It is! Alliance! You lose! Game over! Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, that is my message That is my message, or was my message 3 years ago. It is my message today. It is my message proceeding into the new year. It is my message proceeding to the BlizzCon that will happen, and it will be an epic one. Epic. More fun and beyond your wildest imaginations. You'll see rallies, all of you. Some again in 2013. And if you get me drunk enough and play the right song, I'll dance again. Hell, maybe I'll even freestyle. Who knows? But it's not about that. It's not about me. It's about the Horde. It's about the better faction. It's about who wins more. It's about control. It's about power. It's about who was destined to be the one to send this game into the future, to the next millennium and beyond, until Activision decides that World of Warcraft is no longer a profitable game and decides to recall it and shut the servers off forever. On that day, ladies and gentlemen, IWC will witness the meteor of not the Alliance, but of the admins saying, no matter what you do, this game is over. But on that day, as I did tonight, if it is the last day of the last year, on the last hour that the hard drives spin for World of Warcraft, I will be shitting on Varian's head and pissing down his ass at the culmination of a For the Horde raid. Here endeth the lesson. Happy New Year. God bless. And God bless the Horde that play on Bleeding Hollow.